guys, it's Ivan Trades. I'm back once again with a new trading recap on the trade which is currently running. I took it in a PM session and it was a bit counter trend according to the session volatility, but overall we are still bullish. You can see where we are inside of a higher time frame range. If we can go to the daily time frame and start analyzing there what I was looking for, what was the premise of me taking this long setup. So if we go to the daily time frame, we can see that we reached the previous week's high today on the GBPUSD, which means that we invalidated the divergence which was between these both highs from this previous week's high, which was already taken out on this previous week's high, which was already taken out on Monday. So these I'm trying to see how we react off of this Monday's high, if we are going to indeed push towards the sell side. But if you have seen in the Telegram channel, you know that I missed out on a trade in the London session on the Euro USD, and it was a buy setup which was a little bit more clean than the one I took in the PM session, but the thought process was the same. Nevertheless, it was the sweep of the Asian range right here inside of this 4-hour fair value gap, which you can see clearly on the 4-hour. Of course, you can see that this sweep happened in the London session during the open of 1 a.m. but I mistaken this low to be the low. I was waiting for anticipating expansion on the open of 5 a.m. but we were already in the 5 a.m. expansion candle, so I didn't participate in it. So after seeing that we were likely changing from bearish trend which was set up in the Asian session after sweeping the previous day's high, which is the Friday's high. Of course, I was anticipating a continuation towards this buy side of Asia. So the reason why I didn't enter this trade, as I just told you, was that I didn't know that we were already expanding towards the buy side. I was waiting for the 5 a.m. to be the real expansion candle, but it was already too late because this bullish move, it was just a low risk buy, and then boom, we hit the target. So there was nothing else to target except for maybe waiting for a retracement. I was considering longing from this fair value gap, but I didn't get the confirmations I wanted, as we were already in the middle of the range. I didn't get interested in this price action of euro today. So this was the setup which I missed out. If you can go to the channel, you can see it posted over there. Yeah, literally before this bullish move started happening. So I got a setup on a GBPUSD in the PM session when it was opening. So I want to go through it and then close this recap. So as you can see, the move on a GBPUSD, we moved towards the buy side the whole London session and swept the previous week's high. But if you remember very well, this was just an invalidation of the high time frame divergences which were set up over here. If we can remove them because their work has been done, and that was to set up the highs of the consolidation which took place since Thursday of the previous week's range. Also, I'd like to remind you that we just opened up a new map which is July, so we have to be aware of the price action being rangy as we prepare for the NFP. So also on Friday there is a bank holiday, so there will be the most volatility tomorrow and the day after it on Thursday. So the premise on which I took this trading, I saw that the price came back into this order block which was found at 12 p.m. We were already in the 12 p.m. when I decided to look for confluences for a long setup. So if you see, this candle was formed at 11 a.m. and this one which started to reject it was 11 a.m. Also it swept the 10 a.m.'s candle, and I was anticipating a low formation inside of this range for the high of 9 a.m. to be tagged. So that is why I left some runners, even though price is acting is ranging a lot right now. But yeah, that's my premise. So after seeing that we were likely forming a reversal inside of this top range, so I dropped down to the 5-minute. I literally just used 2 time frames to frame this long setup, which is still running right now. There is a high chance that the price might just reject off of this level of 137.433 because this is a high of the 9 a.m. candle, which is a follower candle. So we might get a rejection off of that, but I extended my take profit a little bit higher towards the equilibrium of this whole range, which was set up since 6 a.m. since London. So this is actually the London high, and the Asia and the New York AM session high is a little bit around this area. So I didn't expect the price to return all the way to this top, so that is why I'm targeting mainly between these ranges of the 9 a.m. high and the equilibrium of the whole range, because this could be a nice engineering of the buy side liquidity to target all the way towards this 50% of the whole range. Also, the other reason was that of seeing my take profit over there was that over somewhere around here we do have the daily true open, which is midnight open. Let me trace it a little bit inside of this consolidation, maybe. Yeah, let me bring this so that I can mark it. So the midnight open is the open of this candle right here. Let me make it red, and then again go right here. You can see how we are arranging around the midnight open. Yeah, let me drag this risk to reward tool right here, unlock it and drag it all the way. I might have to hold this trade all the way, but I already took off the most of my pressures and set the break even right here. My stop is actually like over here a little bit, just to cover some fees, and yeah, the rest I have to let it run. So the reason for my entry, as you know, I like to enter on the fair value gaps. You can see that I entered on this fair value gap, which was created at 1150. So yeah, that was my entry with my stops below this low right here, and then target this buy side liquidity, which was listing above right here, this high of 9 a.m. and the equilibrium of the whole range. So when price approached the midnight open right here and started gyrating around, I didn't want to see the price just creating this mammoth reversal right here, forming a high, then stop me out without anything while I traded the PM session, which is not my favorite session to trade. So that is why I took a very deep pressure, and if I could go back to my new challenge which I'm running right now, you can see that most of my position is already off, and you can see where my stops is, and you can see that my take profit is a little bit higher than the equilibrium of the whole range, because yeah, anything can happen and we have to be aware of that. But however, regardless of how today's price action price closes, you can see that this one is the partial which I took today, actually, yeah, and this is the other account which I have since maybe 2024, and you can see where I did the partial on this exact candle before the price reacted, started gyrating around the midnight open, and I have set the alert for this high to see how the price will react once it reaches there. So this is a continuation signature, but I didn't want the price to consolidate while I'm holding the full position. So that is why I removed most of my position off and then wait for the price to do its thing. So right now all I have to do is just to go to sleep, because this has been a very long day and I just want to chill and enjoy the rest of the day, and that is what I wish for you guys too. So if you have watched till the end of this video, thank you for sticking around Simon Trades, and thank you for your support in this day trading journey. And if you haven't yet joined my free Telegram channel where I post my trade updates, trade ideas, and as well as a lot of random self-development tips, make sure that you join it. It's Ivan Trades channel, just like that. And I guess that's it for now. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.